Welcome, welcome. We're gonna continue on with our MSQ. Uh, as we left off, let's go pick up Philomin. Apologies. That's under control. Yeah. We're here to pick up Philomin. Oh, Hikaru, how have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. Inked 12. One hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Satara found her way to you, of course. But we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hannish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we? Ultimate. Studied and trained from dusk till dawn. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I should be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me. I'm sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Sternkrid must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me. He will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have bloodied us, but a path remains. We shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. Bit of Rising Stone. He doesn't know. Lemon Philia is missing.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favoured me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me, it is true, but not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every science. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Some backstory with Denkrid. Well, Denkrid's backstory. And his connection with Minfilia. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us, just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. Gods help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Who are you? Is that Lady Philomene I've heard so much about? Well, well, I shall have to introduce myself. I don't even know. And there they are at last. Thank the 12. Nothing like a homecoming to lift everyone's spirits. Thanks for bringing them back, Hikaru. Alian, FME. It fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. When our comrades betrayed us, I feared all was lost. How wrong I was. You must tell the children at once. They've always been so fond of Ori. Alright there. We could do with more of that around. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions brings a bloody tear to the eye. I worry that Agrimus getting a bit carried away. I suppose I can overlook it on this occasion. I don't know. A lot of these people. Aye, I heard it all from Alian. So where is she? If I'm to greet the songstress of Ul'dah, I will do so on my secret oneself in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there's no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer, at least. But I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodated. Poker? One of the 7 hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona. Why you, brother? You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained, that I might grow as strong as you. That I might fight alongside you. And now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me you trained with the Hanish. Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep the souls of mine enemies. Huzzah, he is returned. Together my brother and I shall serve the Scions till the breaking of the 8th dawn. Oh my, decisions. Who are these people? Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I will join the search. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. Was the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee? Though they have returned, there are others yet missing. Others whom we cannot foresee. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Infelia, Ida, Papalymo, every last one of them. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Tancred and Crow contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Capture Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them at Yustola in Eldershire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Why did Eldershire? I wish when you click on the map, it would just tell you to go to the Aether right closest to it. I don't know why it makes me go. Country? It's not really a country. It's a big 3-4. How's Philemon, by the way? Enchanting as ever, I trust. I shall have to pay my respect when the time allows. It was rather less than I hoped, though mayhap I asked too. My apologies. I say I'm the last to arrive. What news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in ether at the scene of the ultimate weapon's destruction. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isles of Val, when I believed Hydaelyn shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi Aqueduct. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more disturbance. Hydaelyn. There is no other explanation. But there is more. When I studied the site where Stola used to flow, it appears that not 2, but 3 beings had been affected. Yet unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in the ether. Though this too is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggested that when communing with Hydaelyn, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Hydaelyn interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Hydaelyn may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You're implying, I take it, that Hydaelyn guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic. He might summon her, body and soul, onto the ethereal sea. In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For our blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlene construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone, who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower. I had no idea. And our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. Ah, so this is the Anti-Tower mission. The mission I always get confused with which one is the Anti-Tower. I think like I've done like 4 times over. Hello, Master Matoya. We're back to bother you. Oh, what a surprise. Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Though it pains me to admit, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Anti-Tower. but we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I feel you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the anti-tower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent is through it. Such was the Forum's final order. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. You, Baldessian girl, you're staying here with me. I need your help to restore the wards to its state. The rest of you can go, on the condition that you clean up the mess in the tower. If you encounter any unruly familiars, you are to tend to them. Those are my terms, and I'll hear no argument. Well, it appears the mistress has spoken. Lead the way, Hikaru. The anti-tower. The anti-tower is the sole reason a Charlene settlement existed in it. One cannot overstate the structure's importance. Long did I wonder what have awaited beyond that door. Several times in my youth, I even tried to open it, but the wards were beyond my ability to dispel. All I earned for my efforts was a mountain of meaningless chores, and I'd given up on ever satisfying my curiosity. To think that I'm about to step through the threshold after all these years. Whatever it takes, we will find Minfilia. Whatever it takes. This is a tank, Tancred? I think Tancred was a tank. Yeah. I just realized the waterfall goes up. Oh. Upside down. Oh, good old anti-tower. I've done this fight one too many. Really get poisoned?
Focus. Release.
There isn't much in these dungeons, really. At least not the trash mob. There really isn't much. I didn't think you could summon them like that. I didn't know you just had to kill them after that. Ooh, ears stuff. I'm ready. This guy's sick. Hey, dodge and AoE instead in an AoE. That's a frog. I didn't know there was a bad frog that spawned. At least I don't know. They are better. Alright, I don't have less side gear. And accessories won't be better, but bad. They're a bit too spread. Here we go. Never mind. Thought he was gonna run further back. I was gonna be very, very happy. What is this then? The Imperials? This is the Shori. Didn't even know that was a thing. This NPC small talk. To be honest, I didn't know what the anti-towers were purpose was. Booster cast. I didn't think Isle Drop was an it targeted. I was wondering what he was casting when he did that. I also realized I wasn't even targeted. Thank Get all the way back. You guys were drawn crystal. Makes sense. Brigands are better fawn of the crystal. I need to zoom out a bit. I can actually see. The good thing is my eye level's increasing. Oh. We got the mobs.
Away with you!
Alright, again I'll be. How much currency? Uh oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna get any tome gear for a bit. tell. Oh, candles do burn upside down. Afana said even the candles burn upside down. Jola says, how very Charlotte obsessed over useless details. The Ventus for the innermost sector. A. Can't lower arc. Anchorage and Alpha now. Oh. Exchange. Entities have so many little, what to call these, sectors? I think it's sectors. We're grouping them.
Away with you! There!
I also didn't realize the candles were upside down until Alphino said it. Alabrina, adorable dolls, terrible dolls. Ho ho. Awesome. I don't like dolls. Those are the guardians of the Future. Have care, I sense tremendous power from them. Alright. And then faster. Jump parry. DPS? Oh no. Oh no, it does pick a DPS and a support. Oh, that was both DPS.
Away with you!
Leia stall. Hate it so much. Ending. Or train as for tanks. What from? Oh. That floor is very...
Hear, feel, think. Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
Did Ellen's voice actor change?
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia. Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save.
to her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think. Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
Okay, yeah. I wonder when I first went through this made 0 sense to me. But this makes a lot more sense now.
Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
You've had another vision, haven't you? Let us return to Master Matoya's cave. Everyone will wish to hear what you saw.
That is a lore dump that will make no sense. Aside from the fact that each umbral calamity.
Still in one piece, are we?
remarks the rejoining of that, which further helps her release Zodiac pain. As Philia? I don't know what to call that. Said she chained Zodiac. Assin are working. Break those. Those are the calamities. But that will not make sense when you win this first. Not enough information about it. But it is very nice they talk about it here. A lot more.
Well, did you learn anything?
The word of the mother. I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying... Are you saying she's gone? But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Thancred, wait! No. This is all wrong.
I mean, Matoya does how to write a bit. As Blunt does it. There's a blessed few who get to choose how and when and for what they die. Not that you need reminding, I suppose, but that boy. For all the suffering he has known, he still clings to the notion that there is a cosmic justice. Morality by which we are saved or there isn't. She's not coming back, is she? She did what she thought. I know that, I do. To give all of her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we might. What greater calling could there be than to stand against the dark as defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Philemon. We'll brief Tatara on what we have learned, as well as Riante. He may have insight into what the war told us. As for you, Hikaru, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a right. Oh, but speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Imric while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Oh yeah, as blunt as Matoya has it, he's not. Very slightest. Or let off when I was optimistic.
Pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon, through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen. It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the Zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there, seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all. Oh, and one more thing. A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
Our character has trauma over drinking. Thanks to the fiasco that happened with the Sultana. The pain in her face. Aye. The Lord Commander said you would come, Hikaru. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Americ wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference concluded. I think he'll be pleased with the results. It was not the war, but I made it mine. And to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest. I will not keep you. If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and the poor. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend the ceremony, you may meet Lords Artoriel and Emmanuel, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duty. I'm glad to see that the rumors are true. Well met, Mistress Akari. And I fear not. I have no intentions of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is glory-seeking noblemen attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come. I thought it best to come early and find a spot for great. When I heard that Sir Americ was preparing to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this? And he's more than a fighter too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, change things, and he'll do it, by the Fury. Me and my friends and my family, we all believe he can. Amazing. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all of them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand. We've all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragonfire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past. So hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great. How much have changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you have told me that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make that fantasy a reality. Ah, and here I am laboring to make it so. Lord Artorial, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Travanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury, take me. They would defy Sir Americ's commands. If they dare attack Vidofnir, it will not come to that. But to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a lord of the house or top present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Emmanuel way? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child. But recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge. Unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be. I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl, guarding this tavern as it were. Oh, I see now. Artorial thought I might derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my reputation. But since you are here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guest to be devoured by wolves. Oh no. Yet that's precisely what will happen. We do not call the roaming packs. Pepe, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Your map, if I may. Right there. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old girl. Come, Honoroy. I must return to my route. I don't know how to pronounce that. Manservant's name. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lady. European names are for... I don't actually know how to pronounce it. There. I didn't think those walls would be... That's... Guess I should have known when I did my acceleration. Just kind of fell over. I'm too late. Fly back. Hikaru Kari, Wolf's Bane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my round, that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was this grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made that arsonist confess. Clever that. Tancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark the map. Yes, this one. We hear he might still be there. Where? This came from that direction. Really making me fly all the way back. I thought I was supposed to be guest of honor. I'm just being sent around to do errands. Terrible. Really got sent to hell, huh? Stay your weapons. We come in peace. Lady Isar told us tales of Lidofnir. If we would trust in Sir Aymeric, then we would hear what he has to say. But the wolves caught us unawares. And were it not for this man, we would have surely died. Fancy meeting you here, Hikaru. It was fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of me, and me, I suppose. Let's return to Falcon's Nest then, and see what the other thrilling task he may have for us. Have any attack heretics, really? Like us, we have no reason to. I guess they might. Surely they should know. We are. It's always the younger one. Every time without fail. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes I ever seen. Comrades in arms, reunited. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is naught left to do but to enjoy our well-earned fight. Oh, and this should of course go without saying. But let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Artorial will not. Right then, the first floor of these barracks have been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Hikaru. I will join you anon.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks. Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
You were right, my friend. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
See, this is why the Warrior of Light is
This was never your fight.
cautious about drinks. The second time we drugged. Oh damn. Guess first.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hello, Mudkip fan.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter.
How are you doing?
Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by Dragon's Fang, or death by Nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
You'd think he would have stopped after the first arrow. But, you know.
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
Well, ain't this an awkward situation? I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the first commander and Lord Artorial are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Amanalaine has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure the order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Kyrugans ended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? I'd heard that the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run at Falcon's Nest? I say him and Sir Aymeric take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. Hell. They were wrong to resort to violence. When I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it, or will there be others like them, true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. Oh, you're in a corner. Well, what say you? The violence has passed, but people are far from recovered, as to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protester. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us have not lost loved ones? Lord Artoriel and the first commandership returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be speak with the Lord of Manolane, and I somehow doubt he has moved an ilm since last we saw him. Fury, take me. What a disaster. I should have never left. My apologies, Hikaru. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to the initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Manolane ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being. The Kyrugans are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through it. Given their impeccable timing, it is like the convictors who drew us away from Hamlet were in league with the protester. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labor. In the wake of the protest, the people seemed disillusioned. He spoke with them, then. I see. Aymeric placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Command. The people's faith may be shaken. We have convinced them before. We'll do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all. In this tragedy too we shall pass into past. You must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Americ's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Hikaru, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Madeleine. You're going with her. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honoroi. Your manservant's not here. In fact, I've not seen him for some time. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Honoroi? Honoroi? I could have sworn he was. Once I've determined that my presence is no longer needed, I will return to the capital as well. Pray give my regards to the Lord Commander. I too had best remain here for a time. I should hope that the worst has passed, but it's too early to say for certain. Au revoir? Oh my gosh.
No, no! What have they done to you? Au revoir! Au revoir!
There's no way I can pronounce that properly.
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
For God's forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Au revoir! Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairujin without delay. Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do? Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences. And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause. You You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed.
Thank you so much, Venlef, for the follow.
Learn to live with it. I have.
Oh, I'm just gonna take on a rock. We're just gonna leave the boy out here after he got beaten up. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for excuses. Convince yourself you had no other choice. The past is the past. Finally, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream as well. Welcome, welcome. Any raid. Hope you had a good stream. And welcome. But the past is the past, and there is naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. Hellfire. This will be worse than what. Not for a monk. The monk side also. Thank you, I did. I was working on crafters today. Oh. Good old crafters. Oh, they're not the most fun to do. I don't envy you. It helps a lot though. Being able to craft your own stuff helps a lot, I will say. There's a lot of money when you want to do like housing stuff like that. It's not the most glory. That's necessary. Hope you got a lot of levels at least. It was fine. I like it. I want to eventually do the Omni Crafter stuff. Yeah, it's always gonna be useful. Well, not on this account, but I do have every crafter and gatherers at max. I have no desire to wait for the Lordling to emerge from the puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to. The Thancred will just be a Presso series for a bit. Well, I got a few levels buff for each. Alright, there's no rush to. There's like faster ways to do it, I guess. Let you come to Ishgard and then go into Guard Restoration. Is that like did? Because no reason. Oh, it's just okay. Your expected miss. Fondness. I did all mine through Ishgard Restoration. And that was mind-numbing. At least. I'm sure mine are not quite. Fair enough. I don't remember what I did for Fisher. I want to say I did leave quests. Like near the city-states. But it's been quite a bit since I actually did. Maybe 2 years? I don't actually quite remember. Off my head. I want to say I just did leave quests, but maybe. Received troubling reports from Falcon's Nest. Hope we follow you there. Oh, you're about to see, I guess. Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you. Every man and woman and children of Ishgard has heard the tale. It's rumored that my youngest lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? Would hope Dankred explains it. Kinda got drugged for a bit of it, you know? Okay, I guess we explain it. I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of these misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace were poised to forge once more. To dwell so deeply on the war and the vengeance it begets, only for that too. Is it any wonder that they were left bereft? For what was this sacrifice? Have we not to show for our suffering? I thought a piece of sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmond, and ours is a nation built on centuries of right or wrong. This is who we are. Might and peril. You remind me that I should make a lurk command. I'm gonna put a note. Thank you for reminding me. I always see that and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that one day. Yeah, I'm gonna stick. Okay, I have a sticky note on my desktop. I will hopefully not forget. You're not the first person to do that either. And I've always say like, oh, fun. And then I don't. Oops. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it. We must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorifying in their excess. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spare other disillusion. But as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted, all. A clear, unambiguous enemy, an undeniably righteous cause, is a bitter reflection. Belies though they were, they did long serve to you. No truth will ever serve well here. Yet we are not without. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Aeolian Alliance for joint military exercise to strengthen the ties between our nations, test our readiness, threats. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee, the just thing to our spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies. A unified Ishgardian force, filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against a coalition of the allied nation's finest. Hosted by Ishgard in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as a reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we are as strong and united as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism. But if we should be defeated, though even to hold on our own against the Kree nations might be presented as a triumph. What kept fan? Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Very well. You may count on my support. For what little it is worth, However, I have a request. I would have my son Emanuele take part in a grand melee. By his deeds has he brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Hikaru, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Thea? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for Grand Melee. Should you chance to see my son, pray for him of it. If he has not already returned, he will soon, making every effort to avoid me. So the weekend listen to this. So that is their solution. A grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair? You, whom they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come to so heavily. And will you oblige them? When the proposition is made, will you stand for Ishgard once more? Oh, the last option is kind of funny. I'll stand for my friends and comrades. A poor choice of words. For friends tried and true, the living and so for this grand melee of his, Sir Aymeric wishes to field a force comprising both his temple knights and Zelda's watch. I can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go and see for myself. Lucy back. Well met, Hikaru. Have you spoken with Sir Aymeric? Yeah, here's your order. I was aware of the Alliance's request, though Sir Aymeric would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me a reason to doubt his intention, and these are desperate times. I will select the knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch, did he now? How considerate of Master Dankrit to seek out our young watch commander on his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda, who would have her best to make, not her most dispensable. Where is she? I'm trying to think. I assume it help her is a bit cool. That is quite dull. Maybe. I thought you had something to discuss with the first command. Already did. Huzzah, we've been spoiling for our fight. We won't let Sir Aymeric down. Oh. Bloody fool doesn't realize you have to sit this one up. If all the watch ran off with Sir Aymeric to play soldier, we'll be left to keep an eye on things here. Dankrin's been telling me all about Sir Aymeric's grand soiree. Seems we're expected. Nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing. Because we ain't just dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, well, seems the first commander's gone and handpicked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. Got a good eye. Will you be fighting too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favorite lordling, have you? I thought not. On the assumption that he is not found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I will search the foundation and you the pillars. Where is he? The market? I actually don't know where he is. I remember who? Somewhere earlier in the MSQ. Kind of late day in the market. I carried on a roll? Can't remember how to pronounce it. In a manner. Our best Kyrusian's ending as we speak. He has yet to wake, but surely he will. The father has volunteered me for this grand melee of my beloved family, always making my for me. No, it's not like that. It just... Oh, you wouldn't understand. How could you? You're free to be the woman you want. Whereas I am the son of House Forton. Don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it. Until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, place. All around me, brave men. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for. Do this, do that, take this duty, conference. I suppose I'd convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Honoroy, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame. But in the end, there was only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I will go to Sir Amherst and I will make my own decision. Back to the Forgotten Knights. I mean, we all live with choices. Whether they be right or wrong, all live. The Lord Commander is not to be disturbed. May I ask what matter demands personal attention? I see. Very well. May I enter?
Lord Commander, if I may? I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You will take charge of the Ishgardian forces.
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emmerich leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more. An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time?
Let's just make it uneven.
Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
Like, canonically the Warrior of Light is like very strong. How could this ever be a deep fight? That doesn't make very sense. Very much. We're just joining their forces to beat up on the other three alliances. And that's supposed to be equal. I'm not really buying that one. We would not have come this far were it not for you, Hikaru. It has been an honor and a privilege. Gods help me. I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tides of most battles. Hey, that's what I said. And did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? It was a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician more practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment, I was inspired to pledge myself for the cause, but that would be improper. This is their fight, and yours, not mine. Part. Development Monk Simon level 60. Sir Emmerich informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The Grand Melee will be held here, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, and in the sight of the capital. An announcement has been made, and the Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us, Hikaru. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pit yourself against allied forces. Outside of Cartano, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. Well, time to go beat up the other alliance leaders. A flame arrow. Corporal Akari, you honor us with your presence. There is this scurrilous rumor going around that you will be taking a field with the Ishgardian. It isn't true, is it? Oh. But they don't know. It ain't often high-born deities deign to fight alongside us hoi polloi. Like all our name days rolled into one. Then again, it's our national pride that's at stake. National and personal. I ain't about to let a snotty-nosed lordling show me up. It looks to be a veritable who's who of the Eorzean Alliance. The only question is who came to watch and who came to fight. Nanamo, definitely Nanamo. As a matter of pride for the Alliance as well, they will not scruple to send their best against us. Yet we must not proud. Too much rests on our success. The second commander and Hilda's lieutenants shall see to the security of the city. The melee demands my undivided attention. There she is. I say when you did appear, I began to question. Nothing, never mind. Ahem. To think that we were mere moments away from facing the creme of Eorzea's soldiery in battle. That I am here. Well, what if... Oh, what am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories we'll tell Honoroi on evening. I'm ready, old girl. Are you? By the Fury, how could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it is sudden, but we believed the men would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Fort in battle. Pray do us this honor. In the grand melee, some of your gears will be clamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. The guy in armor. Alright, so
all
short.
here present heed well the rules of engagement.
The Grand Melee is a large-scale battle in which an allied company of Uldan Gridanian Lamentin forces will be pitted against a company of Ishgardian forces. Gotta be on Stormwater. A bit. When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded points. The first company to attain a designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared the victor. During the Grand Melee, officiants may mark certain combatants with the Furies, which will be indicated by the ethereal tether linking them to their company. company's flag. While defeating most combatants will award your company 1 tactical point, defeating the marked combatants will award your company 10 tactical points. Marked combatants also possess enhanced attributes, rendering them powerful and more difficult to defeat. Defending and defeating these combatants is the victory. Hello, Teru. Good morning.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard.
All is ready then. Very well. Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the grand melee begin!
Well, I first. I have to come back. Ah. Better for me to just take care of what I can.
Is that all you've got?
Oh, what the Pippin. Where'd theirs go? Where are you going? Holy. All I hear is arrow everywhere. My goodness. Who has it? Oh, you. Cyclops, everyone on your guard. All forces fall back. you just punch its eye? Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Laughed Sod. He heard the man. Back to it. All forces form a line on Hikaru now. Corporal, I will not lie. I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all. This is the first time you ever fight General Baban, huh? Ow. That's getting up here, huh? Ow. Did I kill all the sword already? Battle. I think he needed a second arm. I dare say. One arm is too little. He needed a second one.
Did she win? Then we...
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard! Well fought! Well fought, my friend! You truly are the warrior of warriors.
Oh, my lungs are burning.
and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
Oh, very.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn. On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people. Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way. Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them.
Oh, funny.
Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns. Make that 24. Still, as Y'shtola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on one at a time. One day at a time, as Minfilia would have done.
As long as I live, I shall never forget that duel. It was inspiring and humbling in equal measure. I feel honor-bound to point out, however, that my father was fighting one-handed. Dolls balls. I had forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had the privilege. Not since the bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Back then, the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you your victory. I know how far you have come, how much you have endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again when time allows. I look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Ish Gardens and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Your grace is expected. Lead on, father. Alrighty. I need to go get water. I'll be right back. Okay. Have my... What are we waiting for? We must return to the capital at once and tell them all about our victory. That was just another battle for you, I bet. But for my lot, it weren't so much the fighting, as not to tripping over each other's feet. His lordship might think about laying on some actual training for us this time. The messengers have already been dispatched. Let us pray that this victory has the desired effect. In confidence, it stung my pride to be brushed aside so easily. When the flames subsided and I saw you standing there triumphant, only gladness in heart. Said your goodbyes. In all my years I have known Raban, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eorzean alliance have been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Hikar. You made this happen. You have learned the emotion. We have done it. Nay, you have done it. You have brought us the victory we so desperately needed. There is naught left but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what reception. I love how the last two quests were those. Those Minfilias. Last two quests.
My lord!
Honorwa, my boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it, which I have been told some women may find appealing.
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Well, let's put that theory to the proof, shall we?
My lord?
'Twould seem that a great many things have occurred in my absence. I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eorzean alliance, when I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The Fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emanuele, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Y'shtola and the others.
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
Oh yeah, earlier into this patch, there was for those we have lost. Titles. They say you dueled with General Raban in a ring of flames. I did not think the man so austere. Would that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, we returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Minfilia had reached us. I subsequently learned that you had left for Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep to myself for a time. I am wont to rely on you when we are together. I needed to think, reflect. I still do, reflect, but matters here seem head. In short, there are some things I feel I must say, though nothing so urgent that it cannot wait until after. So let us make for Falcon's Nest. See if Lord Artur has need of our assistance. Well met, Mistress Akari, and thank you for looking at me better. They say he fought bravely, but he did not dishonor the house. But you, my lady, to you we owe everything. As you can see, we have made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, and that all would be well in the end, and so they came. By the grace of the Fury, came. The ceremony will not be lengthy and fair, but there is still much to be done. I would speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you and Master Alpha, you will do naught but enjoy yourself. Is that clear? If any dare beg your assistance again, I will have words. Well, there you have it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall we wait, or have you other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? Excellent. I only hope Dankard and the others will not be late. Epochal events do not come around very often.
The appointed hour approaches.
Aye.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Have I ever done otherwise?
Look!
The White Dragon!
Ah, how long it hath been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, Daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearned to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer.
Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me.
Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought. Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we, the living, can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
Betwixt our peoples yawneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace. The dream they shared shall be ours once more.
Your bow!
child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thornton? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution. Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall scape my wrath. None shall scape my revenge!
Seven hells. Damn you, Nidhogg.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
So let's kill the bastard and be done with it. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Hey, really? I guess that's a universal Final Fantasy theme. That's also the same theme in 16. The opening OST for very akin to that. There they go, the last of the guests have come hither with hope in their hearts. They depart with hatred, bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some small hope that what you had seen in Az's life was an illusion, perhaps. But he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Emmerich. For a mercy, Vidofnir's wound was not mortal, or so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away, trying to receive care from her. We can but hope her recovery is. But such was surely Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation to the children of Thoradin, Kindred. War is coming, and ye who do not stand with me, stand apart. He was an example, a message to her, another instrument of his vengeance. When I said I wished to speak with you after the conflict, I confess I envisioned a rather happy circle. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes me depressing. But there are things I must say. Not to the warrior of light, even my fellow scion. But to you, our friend. But not here, no. But of course, the intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let's go there. We haven't been here. Or chiffon stuff, huh? Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? They just have doorkeeper. That's just their job. Hold the door.
Forgive me. That took longer than expected. You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I, in our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshfon called it. I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight. And why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was. I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Emeric and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Emeric is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try. Lord Horshfon would be proud. I knew you would understand. Together, we will surely find a way.
You know, auras are surprisingly expressive. Facial expression. Thank you, Hikaru. It is unfair of me to unburden myself. Time after time, but I am glad that you permit me. You are my true friend, and though not all our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over. Of course, such is the infectious power of hope. Right, there's quite enough solemn introspection for one. I think we would both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at Fort Hall Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any. Yet again, we walk in an all too familiar path. I'm reminded of when we first came. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor, power of. We were saved, and now it is our turn. And now it is our turn. Turn, favor. Hear, hear. Let no one say that Scions did not repay debts. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook friends? If we stopped looking for Ida and Papolimo, or if we gave up hope of bringing me back? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Infilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand far of the rift between Zodiark and Eidolon, and of the Ascians. But for all that we have revealed, has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet. In any event, I think it's time we step back from the fray, carefully consider our next action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph. We'll find a way. Well. Not as striking, but I'm excited enough. If for some reason I ever want to level.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis, and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
Wow, that's a layers of spies, huh? Air.
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragon Song War.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond Evans. that what the patch is? Very nice if it was. You gotta check. Good touch. Caution, Ida. That is all I ask. Do not be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know. Ah, Mistress Akari. It is well that you are here. You are wanted within. I believe Master Alphino wishes a word with you. So let me in. Ah, Hikaru, there you are. Have you a moment? There is something I would fain discuss. I must ask you recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would soon forget them. My mind returns again and again to the moment where Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of his... It was a sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When he described his fateful transformation at Azazla, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus I turned to Y'shtola and Kryl for a more empirical appraisal, and full glad that I did. For it would seem they have some observation of their... The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Night. Shall we go? Excellent. Now let's not keep our honored colleagues waiting.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humours.
Indeed. But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when you took up both of Nidhogg's eyes, and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I'd sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean?
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp, then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers. Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the Dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Ah, I found you at last. A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then. Sir Emmerich awaits.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this Dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
Oh, it's Midgard's armor.
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
What news has Sir Emmerich to share with us, I wonder? I do need casting gear. Very desperate. Left side is... Oh, Shiva's good. Might Sir Emmerich perchance have received a word of a Travanian advance? Or mayhap they have located his thing. That is, they mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelga?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal, I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelga's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
You know, isn't it a bit messed up that we're gonna go show up to Hraesvelga and I'm in Shiva's attire? I feel like that's a bit poor taste. But hey, they gave me the gear. What do you want from me? But still, it seems to be very poor taste. It grieves me to impose upon you manner, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Emmerich. Hikaru and I, Ishgard is as second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught that we can do to aid in its salvation, then pray post all you must. You are a true friend. Will we be at our task then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed. That in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Hataru that you will be escorting me to Solmao. I confess I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown. We will summon Hraesvelgr at Zenith in the churning mist. Ere we begin our descent, however, I think it best that we pay a visit to Annex Shrine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations. I do. I will consult with Daphne. I propose this in part out of concern for her condition. Were she to succumb to her wound, it could have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. The Gervanian Foreland. Right over. Alright. Ah, 'tis the warrior of warriors and her companions. What bringeth you to my abode? Pray forgiveness for disturbing your restoration. I hope your wound does not pain you over. Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time. Oh, glad am I to hear. You're the guest of honor at our conference. We failed in our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize. I am a dragon full grown, and thou thoughtst to protect me. I was tempered by the fires of battle, ere thy great grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of the knight called a friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship. Would that we could return to that era of peace, where man and dragon. Would that our every effort were not undone by ancient rancor. For truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingers. That much is plain, yet we lack the strength to banish him. Thus do we make for Solmao beseech the aid of the Fire One. Folly, thou knowest as well as I how he will answer. Hraesvelgr's heart remains unchanged. Pity. But if it is folly to hope, I am content to die a fool. As have ever been the way with that kind. Go then, but be warned. The Shade's presence have driven its minions to frenzy. Thank you, Vidofnir. We shall disturb your rest. Though I expect no better answer from Vidofnir, I take little pleasure from having been. It would seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated. But what is the ire of one great worm to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves? Let's begin our ascent. After you, Master Alphino. Get ahead if you wish, Hikaru. I'll join you outside Mogholm. I had heard tales of the world above the clouds, but never did I dream. One's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. You live to see such one. I'm reminded of my first visit to this peak, when Estinian and his ale yet walked. Popo, is that you, Hikaru? It isn't Maga. Tell me you forgot my name, Kupo. After all we've been through together. At least you remember me. You do remember me, don't you, Hikaru? Apologies for all Mughals like to say it. What you do? I see, Kupo. Then I suppose our time around the campfire meant less to you than I thought it did. It's Moghan, by the way. But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Mogholm, Kupo? Ah, another audience with old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you've brought the horn, Kupo. The winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the great worm's ears. It is good to hear, Morgan. Thank you. We had best press on to Zenith, while the winds are in our favor. They say that while the wind is like blowing like crazy. Now that was unexpected, Kupo. Chieftain Moglin will want to hear about that. Pray sound the horn, he carved. We must win Hraesvelgr to our cause. Balin is in Ishgard's fate is all. He dares summon me again.
Great Hraesvelga, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Greetings, Hraesvelga. I am Emmerich de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley. Thinkest thou thy proposal unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid, battle against the shade of
Foresaw mine intent.
I but read what that I but read that which is writ plain in thine eyes. Would that thou had wit, Friday answered mine. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon, a bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down, as thou well. Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone in despairing it? Thinkest thou mine soul did cry out for me? Know then that upon that accursed day, my heart did wither in distress. Thy kind become unto me, harbinger. There. It's only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying in Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I can. I permit my children to offer or deny aid as to warn thy people of my brood coming, that thou wouldst dare ask more of me, but affirmeth thine ink.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
Perceivest thou such a light in the dusk of existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Rizel upon your back?
Isael. Titus deluded Isael. The child did lament her past sin, sought to balance his. Was her unquenchable passion, so like of that of my beloved, should spare me in light. And for mine own part, I would continent no longer the hands of evil, use my brute brother's eyes, ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting. It seems to me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were there a mote of truth, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slain my own sibling to save the city of Mor?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Thou wouldst strike down thy friend, and by example of thy righteousness, persuade me to break mine oath and kill me. Heed me, my child. Servants of Hydaelyn envision a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed dragon's sake. Leavest thou the shade to be Nidhogg turned? It is not merely a manifestation of his vengeance, the shadow cast by thy brute brother's rage. I will not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee unto greater ruin. Help us say. Thou wishest to rescue the dragoon from his fate, along with all the rest. I do begin to see why Azale entrusted her hope on thee. Thy purpose her, but so too is my brute brother's wrath, and 'tis that which lendeth him his all-surpassing. Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow? It would seem I must put thee.
Sway in Ratatoska dis die an. Slosk kin. Skor ich les imo.
I shall await thee in the ruins where Ratatoskar once. Heed well the words of my children. Hasten thee to the place of thy trial. I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It is doubtless one of the children of whom Praiseful spoke. Come, my friends, let us not keep our escort. My brood mates and I will bear you to the place of your trial. Make your preparation. Okay, well, we will have to do that one. Okay. We are reaching the end of the actual Heavensward story, not the expansion. The expansion itself will stand past 3.3, usually until 3.5. It's generally how the expansion. We're more than halfway through post expansion of Heavensward, which is good. Oh yeah, I digress. Alright, thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.